Get yourself a pickle. Get yourself a boot. Joe and Reese and Pickle Boot Shop. Pickle time is happening.
All right, everybody, I'm back with the buzzsaw and the cooter.
Ooh.
Cougar. Sorry. Joe, before you get started talking, I just want to show you something that I'm very, very proud of. And that is something I ordered off of Temu. Temu?
Ligma.
It is a... I'm pretty sure it's real gold.
It's a
necklace.
gold chain
And
that says Ligma.
Yeah, you could pick whatever you wanted it to say. And I picked Ligma. And then I got this necklace. It's for your special loved one. But that's me and the gorilla from Casa Bonita.
Is that? I'm guessing that's some restaurant near you.
Oh man, Casa Bonita is a restaurant in Denver. At one time, and it still may be the world's largest restaurant inside. It's like an amusement park, and they made a South Park episode about it, and it was like
really?
Real famous South Park episode. So then everybody started going to Casa Bonita, really excited. We always called it Casa Don't Eat It because the food was really bad. It was like Mexican food, but it was like really
Every now
bad.
and then you guys hit one pretty good.
The Coloradans.
Like
I'm sorry.
you and your group of friends, like you nail them pretty good every now and then. Like that's hilarious. I still give you mad props for the album title, Proof That the Youth Are Revolting.
Thank you, sir. That was my idea.
That was fantastic. Like that stuff that you guys do every now and then you nail them that make me laugh pretty good. And that was a good one. Casa Don't Eat It.
Casa Don't Eat It. It would be like Velveeta, like weird meat, not very good. So that during COVID, it was going to go out of business. It was owned by some restaurant chain and they were losing all their money. And so they're like, well, Casa Bonita's got to go. And so the people in Colorado were just like, no, this is like, it's been there since 1973. It's like a tradition.
There's a South Park episode.
So there's like a fake cliff and cliff divers jump off of it. And there's like some sort of like, like drama that goes on where a guy in a gorilla suit tries to grab a lady and then a cowboy shoots him. And they go in the water and there's like Black Bart's cave. You go in this fake cave that sometimes smells like somebody peed in there. You can take.
I don't know why this is all hitting me perfect.
Pictures.
Oh, this is hysterical.
You dress up and you like got a sombrero and there's video games. It's amazing. Like you don't look too closely in the cracks because you're going to see some stuff that won't sit with you. You probably want to go home and take a shower. But it was going out of business and Trade Parker and Matt Stone saved it. They bought it. And then they spent like $20 million to rehab it, like to make it clean and like as cool as it was when they were kids. And then to upgrade everything. And then they were like, the food sucks, we know it. So they got like world-class like Mexican chefs to come in and plan out the meals. The food apparently is amazing now. Everything is clean. Everybody who works there, like they were like, because you go in like a cafeteria line and pick out your food. So you would like tip your waiter who would bring you drinks. And then you have like a flag you put up and they bring you these sopapillas, which was the only good thing to eat then. Like you'd pour honey in these sopapillas.
What's a sopapilla? I've never heard this before.
It's a Mexican pastry. It's like a kind of like a turnover or it's like triangular. It's like a scone maybe, but if it was just like a blown up, like kind of like a Boston cream donut with no cream in it and no
So
chocolate.
a donut.
Yeah, but kind of. But you put honey in it and it's good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so that was the only thing that was truly edible there. And you'd put up your flag and you got unlimited sopapillas and you had to tip and you didn't know what to tip. So Trey Parker and Matt Stone were like, we're going to pay everybody $25, all these waiters, an hour, $25 an hour and no tipping. And for a bit, people were upset, but I'm sure the waiters are like, oh, that's amazing. You know, like that's really good money and we're not relying on tips anymore. And then I think people accepted it. They're like, then I don't have to figure out what I have to pay.
So how much is it to like eat there? What's a normal, you know what I mean?
So I don't know. To get back in there, you had to get on a waiting list, and no joke, it was like 8 months. So Karen, I just got like they send you in the mail like a credit card, and it's got your membership number, and then you can get into the lottery to go there.
Oh my word.
I know, but it's so cool. I mean, it was cool before.
So it's not the type. So prior to all this, was it a place where you're like, hey, you guys want to go here tonight? And you would just go? And now you kind of have to plan it out?
Yeah.
Like a medieval times?
Yes, but grosser and cooler. Grosser and cooler. Because it was like so chintzy, like so just corny. But like for us that grew up in Colorado, it was like very nostalgic. Very cool. So I can't, they tried to like make it look the same, but clean. So I'm sure they tore out all the carpet and replaced it with like the same carpet, but new. Or hopefully they put down like the vinyl planking or something. But it's like nicer, but not at the expense of like your nostalgia. And then I'm told there's like South Park characters that are hidden all over the place, like statues of Cartman. And,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, listeners. Didn't mean to sneeze in your ears.
So most of the guys in Fiverr, and I think, got on the list early, and they've gone back and they've reported that it is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch that episode. Here's the thing. A couple of things I want to, the conversation is going to spawn from is, first off, I love South Park, but I never watch it.
Yeah.
I think I've seen over all the years, I think I've probably seen less than 20 episodes of South Park.
Really?
Yeah. But I enjoy what I see.
Oh yeah, it's funny.
And there's some of those iconic ones like the Warcraft one. I've probably seen that one probably 10 times.
Lemmy Winks.
Again,
Have you seen that one?
What's that?
Lemmy Winks, the one where it's like Lord of the Rings, but it's the gerbil crawling through. Mr. What's his name? Mr. God, no.
Yes, I think I have seen that. Mr. Garrison.
Mr. Garrison. Did you see that?
Just so everybody can see what I'm drinking here.
It's Verner's, guys. Zero sugar.
Yeah.
It is the finest root beer in America.
Not root beer. It's ginger
beer. Did I say root beer? Ginger.
Yeah.
It's ginger ale.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's ginger ale, but it's got a definite more ginger bite than Canada Dry.
Yeah, that's why it's better.
Yeah. Yes, it is way better. The second thing, spawning conversation from that, in Detroit, you can YouTube the old commercials of it. We used to have a place here in Detroit called...
Oh, the place you're going to
that?
talk about. I saw that. I was like, of South Park.
No. We used to have a place here in Detroit. It was in a city called Madison Heights, which isn't far from here. It's a neighbor city of Royal Oak. But we had a place called Farrell's. And Farrell's was like a 50s it was like a 50s soda shop
Okay.
that was sensory overload. And you would go there for birthday parties and stuff. And it was, they had bells and whistles and horns went off and spinning lights. And, you know, if it was like your birthday, your parents would take you there and you were terrified because like people would come out and honk horns in your face. And like there was a train that ran around like the ceiling. It was on like a track that went around the ceiling. And you could get like, you know how in the, I think it's Christmas Story. Maybe I'm getting my movies mixed up, but I thought in Christmas Story, there was a, oh, no, you know what it is? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. The Ziggy Piggy.
Oh,
Ziggy
yeah.
Piggy. And Napoleon's eating that huge thing. That place is similar to what Farrell's was. And so you could get this giant thing, like this giant sundae, and it was like 3 gallons of ice cream.
Oh my
every
gosh.
topping. So that was a crazy place here. And that closed in like I want to say like the late 80s. But that was a place growing up that was bananas to go. Like if you had any sort of sensory issue as a child, it put you over the edge. It was brutal. It was brutal. It was not fun to go.
Oh, it wasn't
It just
fun?
closed down. Yeah, like whatever. I mean, I guess I was too young to actually know the answer, but yeah, it just closed down, and then it became like an A&W, and that was around for a while, and that closed down, and then it became a Chili's, and it's been a Chili's ever since. But
Chili's is good. I'm not gonna dog on Chili's. It's good stuff.
You know, it's back to the snobbery of chain restaurants, and you know me, I don't eat at chain restaurants unless I have to.
I exclusively eat at Applebee's. Everybody.
But like that set aside, yes, if I had to go somewhere where there wasn't a mom and pop restaurant, Chili's is good. I do like their crispy tacos.
Have you ever been eating good in the neighborhood?
I have. Applebee's, they have some good apps and stuff like that. Applebee's, you could go in and basically make a meal out of their apps.
What I like about Applebee's is Kara hates it. She thinks it's the most vanilla restaurant that exists, which I disagree with. I think the most vanilla restaurant is the company that owns Applebee's, IHOP. I think you can do worse. But
see, we call here in our area, we call IHOPs iShot because there's always shootings at IHOPs.
Oh man.
IHOPs are horrible. It might as well just be like the meeting place for gang members.
It's blue and red. Crips and Bloods can be here. Guys, we're going to be friends. What?
They're like, for the month of March, we're having Crip Saturdays and Blood Wednesdays. Get your blueberry pancakes for Bloods, and for Crips, we got strawberry waffles. But yeah, that's what it is. We call it iShot. There's always fights.
Oh, Lord.
It's like our version of the Waffle House. Like, we don't have Waffle Houses in Michigan. So the few IHOPs that we have, especially in the Detroit area, it is just off the chains as far as fights, guns, knives, all that stuff.
Do people in Michigan like they glorify the Waffle House as they do in California?
No, people don't really know. Like, if you're not a traveler, and what I mean by that is like, unless you're not, a lot of people in Michigan travel to Florida. Like they have places in Florida.
We have that here too. They have two places they go in their life: the Outer Banks, Florida.
Yes. So if you're driving south on I-75, maybe you've at least seen an Waffle House, let alone stop at one. But other than that, most people that if like you're flying to California or you're flying somewhere, you're not stopping it at an Waffle House. So a lot of people around here don't know it. if it shows up on like television or a YouTube video or something, every now and then, every few years, you'll hear somebody like, have you ever been to a Waffle House? I want to go. And you're like, yeah, that's like saying, have you ever had hepatitis? I want to try it.
Right.
Yeah.
However, there is like a point where you're like, I kind of want it. Like, I want that greasiness inside of me. I made the mistake of really hyping it up for my children. Like, okay, guys, I'm going to take you to this cool place. We're going to go. And then I was like, and this is like, you know, when I was going through a divorce, and it was like good dad times. We were like, Waffle House, Waffle House, Waffle House. And the kids chant it. And sometimes I'll start chanting it still to this day in the house. And that means we got to go to Waffle House. And you're going to get the insides of you very greasy. It's going to feel, it's like you're just slicking it up. You're like making a turd roller coaster.
See, we have around here, I know we've talked about this before, we have places that are called Coney Islands. And so on every corner in Michigan, in an urban area or a suburb, not rural, but if you're in Detroit proper, in Grand Rapids, in the suburbs of Detroit, there's every city on every corner has what we call a Coney Island.
Okay.
And it's just like a greasy spoon diner. So if you've ever seen like Seinfeld, the restaurant that they always eat at, we would call a Coney Island. I don't know why we don't have a Coney Island here. The only Coney Island that I'm aware of is one in New York. But for whatever reason, they're called Coney Islands. They're not called diners. They're not called.
It's Coney Island.
Yeah. So, you know, you're like, oh, that's a family, instead of like a family diner. It's like, oh, that's a family Coney, or that's a Greek Coney Island, or that's an Albanian Coney Island, you know, depending on who. Yeah. Like depending on who owns them and stuff like that.
It's got like a particular slant. Like you can get a feta omelet and the Greek
Yeah,
one.
you can.
Oh,
Absolutely,
amazing.
you can.
That's sweet.
Yeah, the best are Greek omelets.
Yeah.
They do the onion, cheese, fat, or onion, tomato, feta, and then the lamb spam that they put in there. Like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. There's this place by me that I go for breakfast. It's called Kenny's Coney Island.
Okay.
And they have really good hashes. And so you can get a Greek hash, and it's just a bunch of diced potatoes, and then it's got lamb spam in it, and then the feta and the tomato and the onion, and then you put tzatziki sauce on it.
Oh yeah.
And it's fantastic.
That sounds amazing.
So that's what we have around here. So like the Waffle House,
nobody wants to go to.
yeah, like if one came into town, I don't think people would go to it because everybody kind of has their Coney that they go to. And different Coney specialize in different things. Then obviously from Detroit, we have Coney hot dogs. So like every Coney Island has its kind of take on the Coney hot dog. So
Okay.
like their chili will be different, or they'll use a white onion instead of a Spanish onion, or they'll use Vidalia onion, or they'll use, you know, whatever for their mustards or something like that. So that's what we have here. So we don't really have like Waffle Houses don't work here. Denny's didn't work here. Yeah, like those kind of chain breakfast places that are kind of staples across the country. We don't really have here. We had Big Boys like Elias Brother. Well, I don't know if they're called Elias Brothers elsewhere, but Big Boys, we had those and they all closed down. But now a few are starting to pop back up around here.
Big Boys.
Big Boys.
I don't get it. I don't get it about those. Like, it seems like it's all hype and it's not that good.
I would agree with you. One thing that's great is if you eat keto, if you eat keto on the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays, they have a breakfast buffet.
What?
Yeah. So
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, so they have breakfast buffet on Saturdays and Sundays. It used to be 7 days a week, but since COVID, it just went to Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. They're like, we can't afford to keep replacing this sneeze shield.
Exactly. So it's a little pricey. It's like, I think it's $17 for the breakfast buffet. But I mean, it's all like they have scrambled eggs with cheese, scrambled eggs with like cut up like pieces of like kielbasa in it. Then you can get, it's like all the bacon you can eat. So they just have all this bacon, all the sausage links. They have fruit, they have waffles, they have pancakes, hash browns, home fries.
Yes.
All of that stuff.
An insulin pen.
Yeah. So like big boys, if you're like keto, as like a treat, you kind of get through your week and then you can wake up on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning, you can go and just like load up on like bacon, sausage, and eggs. So that's kind of fun to do, to treat yourself to that maybe like once a month. But yeah, other than that, those kind of restaurants don't, like, Coney Islands are packed for breakfast, but people don't go to them for like dinners.
What?
Like, you wouldn't take your family. You'd go to a Coney Island with
take a date out on a fancy like prom.
Yeah. Like a Coney, you're like, hey, you and your buddy, you're like, hey, let's go grab breakfast. Or your kids, hey, let's go grab breakfast.
Hey, kids.
You hit the Coney Island.
Kids,
But
Dad's
you wouldn't-
hungover. Quit yelling. We're going to Coney Island.
Go to Coney. We're going to Kenny's. But you wouldn't like, hey, guys, what do you want for dinner? Oh, let's go to the Coney Island. Nobody really does that.
Yeah.
It's basically breakfast, lunch, and then you go somewhere else for dinner. But yeah, I love talking restaurants, and I love hearing about that place. I got to check it out. I got to do like a YouTube video to see if they have like an old school commercial or something that of what it used to be.
Or just
because that stuff's cool.
I think there's like updates on like what Trey Parker and Matt Stone did. It'll be cool.
How much are those guys worth?
I'd have to drop 20 million on their like a nostalgic restaurant in their home. Do you know that George Clooney is responsible for South Park? Do you know that he was like at some party and those guys were like trying to get picked up by a network. So they were just like passing the tape out to whoever would watch it. Somehow George Clooney got it or met them at this party and was like, this is amazing. I'm bankrolling it. And so he got it, I think on Fox, right? Or Comedy Central.
Yeah, I think Comedy Central.
He was like one of the very first supporters and I think he produced it. Like money wise. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
That's crazy. Hey, did we talk about this? Because wondering how much those guys are worth. Did I already ask you this question? Did we talk about millions and billions in time? Did I ask you this question?
In time?
Yeah, so
the magazine?
I saw a clip. Heidi showed me this clip. So just to let you guys know, and there's listeners that right now they're hearing this, they know exactly what I'm talking about. They've seen this clip. But to just give you an idea, the difference between 1 million and 1 billion, do you know if you have 1 million seconds, do you know how much time that is? 1 million seconds is like how much, without using a calculator, just try and guess.
It's like 80 years.
11 days.
Oh, I'm in 11 days.
Yeah. So 1 million seconds, 1 million seconds equals 11 days.
Uh-huh.
What's the amount of time of 1 billion seconds?
80 years.
31 years.
I was so close, Joe.
But isn't that crazy?
Years?
Isn't that crazy though? Like you think about being a millionaire and a billionaire, and it's like, yeah, I kind of look at it as the distance between me being a millionaire, like with a couple of changes here or there, like maybe I could hit it big and become a millionaire. But then you equate it to time.
No. I think I've talked about this on the podcast where I just think it is unethical to be a billionaire because like the difference between a million and a billion, you know, like if you have $1 million and you spent $1,000 a day, you would blow through it. $1,000 a day. Like, I think probably you and I could do that for a good couple years. And then we'd be like, I don't know what else to buy. You know, you'd be like, I already have this boat and cars and this, and I have this. But like $1,000 a day, I think you would go through $1 million in 2.5 years. $1 billion. If you spend $1,000 a day, it would take you 238 years. I think it's 238. Yeah, you guys will have to check me on the facts, but like 200 years. Like you could not spend it in 2 lifetimes.
Oh, then you gotta spend $2,000 a day.
I know, but like think about that. If you're like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk and you have, you know, like Elon Musk is trying to be the world's first trillionaire. He has over $200 billion. Like it is impossible for him to spend it all. Like everybody dogs on him for buying Twitter. It's nothing to him. Like if Twitter completely failed, it means nothing. Not a thing.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like it's insanely to me like immoral that like you could have that much money that it's impossible for you to do anything meaningful with it to make yourself happy. Like it's way more than if you just spent every dollar you wanted to make yourself happy. You'd still be filthy rich forever. And there's like, so, you know, also he doesn't pay taxes, you know, like there's your immorality too. You know, like you and I are carrying the tax burden while this guy right now is running the country and making almost $1 trillion.
Yeah.
That's another talk. But I just feel like it's immoral. I think that we as a society should, if your goal in becoming a billionaire is like to outdo somebody else because you can't ever spend all that money, then like make that be a thing. Like you get there's like an avenue going up to the Capitol and you get a gold statue for every billion you make. Like try and see who gets the most, but then you give it in taxes. You know, like you can keep 10 billion.
Yeah,
You'll
I
never
don't know
spend it all.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with. I'm never gonna tell someone like me and you look at things different. Like, do I think it's crazy that someone has $1 billion? Absolutely, I do. Do I think it's a shame that they don't give almost all of it away? Like, yeah, I do.
Or pay taxes. Like, how about that? We do all the work. We buy all your stuff and we create this world where you can become billionaires. Pay for it. Just pay taxes.
But
just pay your fair
I don't look
share.
at it like you do. Like, I don't think it's immoral. I think just like you and your job, you can choose to do what you want to do with your money and your wealth. Other people can too. Is it a bummer that people don't do more? And do I hope those guys are doing more behind the scenes that we don't know about and helping things? I hope so. But I wouldn't ever want like laws to be in place and things like that to tell people how they have to spend their money or that they've earned it through something that they've invented or because
what
they're
about
like
just
great
paying
at business.
taxes at all? Like just paying taxes. Because those guys don't. Here's the thing. There's so many loopholes.
Well, that's the thing. So it's not their fault. It's the government that has set up that can happen. So if the government changes
it's the oligarchs who control the government. It's people who can afford lawyers or can bankroll politicians. So
in short, it's the government, right? Like however you discern that,
yeah,
it's the government. Like you're ultimately paying the IRS money. So if whoever runs the IRS, whatever you want to call it above that, yeah, they need to close those loopholes.
Definitely.
You know, like my thing is if you have a billionaire who's living in the US and it's like, hey, we're going to close up loopholes and whatnot, then that billionaire is just going to move his base of operations to a country that wouldn't have that.
Yeah.
You know, so
They
I think
they already have bases of operations in those countries.
yeah. So
They
to
already
me,
have
it's,
houses.
I mean, to
yachts.
me, it's like it's the cost of doing business. Like, do you let the 5 billionaires that live in the United States continue to deal with loopholes because they provide jobs and security and whatnot for hundreds of thousands of other people, or do you force those 5 people to take their business elsewhere?
Yeah,
and
where
then
are they going to go though?
So-
Haiti, the Congo, like
I mean,
where are they going to go? The other
and
countries,
then go anywhere they want.
the
they're
other first
billy
world
goats.
countries make their people pay taxes. We don't.
Well, first off, you don't know that for sure. You know what I mean? I'm sure the reason people are wealthy and because they make whatever. It's like loopholes aren't an American thing. Like
Yeah, this
wherever
is true.
you go, the rich are the rich, right? It doesn't matter if it's Russia, if it's Denmark, if it's Spain. It doesn't matter
does.
where you go. If it's Brazil,
It does.
the wealthy
Denmark.
get wealthier.
Right, but like Denmark, for sure, everybody pays taxes. They pay like usually around 60% of their income, but they're also the happiest country on earth. You know, like they're not, everything is taken care of. They're all like, their anxiety is so much less than ours. And billionaires there, if there are any, they pay 60% of their income in tax. I don't know. I mean, like, it'd be interesting to actually look at that. I think that you can go to countries where there's less regulation, but those countries, there's less regulation because it's more corrupt.
Yeah, so I asked Google if there are tax loopholes in the Danish
That's a good
in
question.
Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
So it says there are very few loopholes in the Danish tax system, but there are some tried and tested ways that if you fulfill the criteria, you can use to legally reduce your tax bill, which is exactly what that answer would be here in the United States.
Yeah, but ours is excessive. It is extreme. Like, if you're rich in this country, you don't pay taxes.
Right, but so here's what puts a little bit of sand in my butthole is we can't make statements like Denmark, everyone pays taxes, and then you find out that they do have loopholes.
Yeah, but
And
it's
then-
like small loopholes, not
And then
like
change
you
the
don't
answer
pay
to
at
say,
all.
okay, well they do, but in the US. So it's everywhere. Like it's everywhere there are loopholes. Every country, I'm sure there's loopholes. And yes, the more corrupt and the more, I don't want to say third world. Is there a second world? How can we go right from first to third? Is there a
Because
second?
when they came up with these ideas, it was like when we were fighting communism. So Second World was communist. Like you didn't have horrific
Is that really
poverty.
is that really the answer? Like
Yeah,
everyone was
because-
first and then communism was second and then
Right. But like the idea was that like communists, you didn't have homelessness or hunger, but you also couldn't own property. You know, like you didn't have affluence. Everybody got the same.
But Reese,
Kind
you
of.
did have homelessness and you did have hunger even in the 90s in Russia with communism.
I don't
Well, I guess the
think
fall of communism happened in what, 88?
1990.
Because don't
90
you
and
remember
91.
like in the news, it was like people were starving in the streets of Russia. The supermarkets were empty.
Uh-huh.
Like all of that.
November 9th, 1989 was when the Berlin Wall came down. And then I think there was still this slow move.
knock down that wall.
There was
How was that?
still very good. It feel like you could be, if Ken Burns does a something about Reagan, you could be the voice.
Hey, look at the screen. This is my imitation of Ken Burns, a Ken Burns movie. Everything starts as a photo like this, and then
It moves in. Oh, there's Lincoln.
it's like this. Joe Yerke started off as a podcaster on a little podcast called The Pickle and Boot Shop. And then it zooms in. Ken Burns effect.
Okay.
What are you typing? I can hear you click-clacking on things.
Yeah. Okay. So AI says, I said, was there homelessness in the Soviet Union? It says, yes, the Soviet Union had homelessness with some estimates of hundreds of thousands of homeless people.
Yeah.
So there was a housing shortage.
Yeah. So I like the older I get, and I mean, also because my job when it comes to legal affairs, when it comes to the court side of my job, you learn that you cannot speak in definites. You cannot speak in definites because
that's smart.
You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of times
podcast, Joe, and that is how we get viewers.
Yeah, we speak in definites.
We say crazy shit.
Yeah.
And then we get corrected by a pickle home companion.
But like, you're a passionate guy and you're passionate about your politics and where you stand. But sometimes, like what you say, I'm like, man, I can't let you stand on that because that's not completely accurate.
Well, definitely, I feel that the idea behind the Soviet system and like enforced communism is that everybody should have food and a home. Like the whole of the government was working towards it. The idea was. Now there was like rampant corruption.
Well, right. So it didn't work.
Sure. Yeah. No, it totally didn't work because like as an institution, they like Marxism assumes that people are innately generous and that we want to work together and that we care about each other. Whereas like our economic system, capitalism, is like greed will make people do things. Like that's it. Like,
but that's how it is all around the world. It's not our capitalistic system. It's every country.
Because people are greedy, innately greedy. And I mean, like, that's part of why the Soviet system fell. Because they were greedy and people were skimming off the top. It was very corrupt.
Right. So what's unfortunate is what ruins whatever collective idea of a nirvana, what ruins it is we the people. And so the problem is we the people are in every system.
Correct. Now,
so then here's something that I want to ask you about. So whenever people like my children ask me about like, and when I say children, my kids are 18 and 20 now. So actually just today, Ella and I had like a brief talk about communism. And I always, and correct me if I'm wrong, because if I've been speaking incorrectly whenever I use this as an analogy or a parallel, I don't want to be saying the wrong thing. So correct me if I've been speaking wrong all these years. But I always say communism didn't work because God and the morality was taken out of it, and the government ran it. But when you look at something like Yakuza, so Yakuza was its own, you could say, communism in the sense of communal living.
It was a commune.
It was a commune of people who loved and cared about not only themselves, but everyone in that Chicago area around them.
Yeah.
And, you know, you could go to Yakuza, you could be in downtown Chicago any time in a weekend. You could go for a vacation, be partying on the waterfront in Chicago. And if it's noon and you have a bike, you could ride to Yakuza on your bike in downtown Chicago, you could go in there as a guest and you could have free lunch.
Exactly.
And then you could leave and you could go back to the beach and back to spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on whatever you wanted to, because you had that money to burn on the waterfront, whether that be alcohol, drugs, whatever. But like Japuza, that's how they lived communally. And I don't know if it's still there. I would hope it's still there. I would think it's still there.
It is still there,
guess,
yes.
I guess I don't know. But like, that was always something with me that's the example I give to people when I talk about communism. And if like communism were to work, it would need to look like Japuza. You have to have Jesus in it. You have to have Jesus in it and completely rid yourself of self, and also government. Like they have a governing body, and then that governing body has to work within the framework of the government of the United States, but on their own volition, they take care of whoever needs to be taken care of.
So I agree with you. Like communism, that's a good talk with your kids, because I think that like we always kind of in our culture mistake communism as like a government form. It's an economic system. So it means that like everyone gets equal share of the wealth. So like Jesus and his apostles were communists. They put everything, they gave everything to Judas, and then he paid for stuff they needed, but everything they were given, they shared equally. And that's kind of a Jewish tradition. Like Jewish people have kibbutzes. They have like these kind of communist farms where you go and everybody works and everybody gets the same thing. They all eat at the same table. But I think I think you're right. Cause like Karl Marx said, he was totally against the church, against the control of Catholicism and the Eastern Orthodox Church, just saying that like religion is the opiate of the people, which kind of sometimes it is, you know, like it is something we use to soothe ourselves. And so instead of him just seeing it as like, hey man, Jesus, if you look at his teachings, it tells you to be giving of yourself or to die of yourself or to give to the collective or work together and help each other. Like that, I mean, had they integrated that into the Soviet system, I think they would have been unstoppable, you know, like, but their reasoning was like, this is for your fellow man. We're doing this together. This is for the great of the people, you know, and that's fine. And I think a lot of people in the Soviet system, I think people in China still do this, and people probably in North Korea and Cuba, you know, like our last communist, like kind of dictatorships, the people work because they care about their community. They care about their country, not because they're going to get any financial reward, not out of greed. Where the Soviet Empire, I think, fell was that it just became more and more corrupt. And the more we could get, just like show the benefits of capitalism, that we always had too much. We always had excess. They wanted that. And I think that like people in positions of power in the Soviet system were able to see that too and be like, well, why can't I have a gold chandelier? Why can't my apartment be this big, you know? And
yeah.
Why it just like, if you were in charge of getting caviar to the people, of course you're scraping 10% of it off to sell in the black market. And then the people, finally, when it gets to like the coal miners in Siberia, they're not getting caviar. It just was broken because there was no reason for people to be good to each other if they felt like somebody else was getting more. You know, for us, we work because it's, you know, like it's how we we get money. It's how we get our stuff.
Right.
It would be so much better if we were taking care of each other a little bit. But I don't think you can have that without the Holy Spirit.
But here's the deal. To play not only devil's advocate, because I don't want to cop out and say devil's advocate because it is my thinking, but to say if we help each other out a little bit, we do. Like we provide food stamps and EBT and bridge cards and
a little bit of socialism, Joe.
We have like the social services and things like that where we do provide things for people. We do provide bills and housing and things of that nature. And usually what you're seeing is the homeless. I from my perspective, from my opinion, from my experience, both working for the Salvation Army and as a roofer, the homeless aren't because they lack they lack the opportunity. They're not homeless because they lack the opportunity to make something of themselves. They're homeless because of addiction or mental illness.
Yeah. Which is both of those are social problems.
Yeah.
Like people don't get addicted because they're like, my life is great. You know what would feel better? Losing all this. Right. What would feel better is just passing out and peeing all over myself. Like there's a need. There is something that is missing in that person. And again, it's usually a mental problem. It's usually it's a mental health problem. And
yeah. So like, I do think we do stuff for the homeless and for the downtrodden and we do that. Do we do as much as some would like? No, like we probably don't. And it goes back to the analogy, like give a man a fish or give a man a fishing pole, like it's that type of thing. Like how much are we, like if it's your own son or daughter, yeah, you're probably just going to keep giving and giving and giving because that's your flesh and blood and you love them. Yeah. But if it's a stranger, you're more apt to give them a fishing pole and teach them how to fish, so you can get them established and up and running. So it is one of those things that I don't think as a nation, as the United States of America, I think we're blessed to live here and have the money that we have, we have the opportunity that we have. And I do think we do help. Are there areas that we could probably improve on? Yeah, probably, but I think we do a dang good job, of doing that stuff. There's areas like for me, there's areas like adoption that you have a lot of children out there that would love to be adopted.
Yeah.
And I'm slightly speaking out of turn because I don't know everything within adoption law and hopefully people can comment or I know my niece was adopted when she was 1 year old and she's 22 now. She was adopted from Russia. My sister adopted her and nothing but a fantastic experience. And she's a fantastic young woman and awesome, like hilarious and awesome and quirky, and she's fantastic. But I know when my sister was going through that, it's like impossible to adopt a kid from the United States if you live in the United States. So there's things like that that I think, we should make better, make easier to let kids in the United States have good families or families that aren't able to have children, make it very easy for them to adopt. And when I say easy, safely, right? You don't want adoption easy. So, the scourge of the people out there can prey upon.
It's like people like me.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. What are you talking about?
Listen, dude, I got problems.
Yeah. Well, we're going to stop it here, and we're going to continue this talk on the page. So let's stop this, and let's jump over to the page and do that.
Should
So
we
let's
talk
thank
about
our.
Oh, we're going to thank. That's all I wanted. Did we thank our sweet pickle people, or just $10 kind of a big deal?
We do the. Wait, who do we thank?
Who?
We thank the 5 and 10s.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
But only current ones.
Current. So do active 10, 5.
Got it. I thought we had a lot of new people.
No, I thought we did have a couple.
We did get a couple this week.
Well, I think a few canceled. Because we were at 97. I think we were at 98 last time. So we're getting there. We're getting them. We're whittling them out.
Whittling them out. AIX. Flores family.
Yep.
Flores family, wake up. You got to come up with a better name, because right now you're first. And everybody hears it and they're like, oh, who's next? Amy Pootermobile Landers? She's trying harder. Andy Myers from Saturday Night Live, that guy. Anna feels odd and tingly about Joe and Reese. Thank you, Anna Kipps. See, that's what I'm saying, AIX. You got to try harder. Try harder. Anthony Cortez. Benjamin Lewis. Bill Shannon. Bill, you can do better. Come on. Every time I'm like, Bill, this is Bill the 8th. Bill, you better get it. Get in there. Broken Strengths. Brian the Goat. You need to work harder at this with your name. Come on, buddy. I think I just got syphilis. Oh. Bryce Turner. Buddy Van Steen. Can I say we're friends if I pay to hear my name?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can, Jared.
Yep.
Carly Jane Cisco. Chad has a hog. He doesn't even need to change his name because we make it funny every time. Chris
time.
Pros. Christy Hale, you don't have to do anything. Your husband sacrificed so much to the insiders. Gold card for life.
Yeah.
Dan Stemple. Daryl Lowen. That guy's new. Daryl Lowen. He's new. Thank you, sir. Dave. David, what do you get when you put a piano down a mine shaft? A flat minor. Low T.
A flat minor.
A flat minor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
David Love. David Bossel. Hey, David Lotai. That was good. Lodi. Dean Golaberry.
Dingleberry.
Oh, Dean Golaberry. You're on point tonight, Joseph.
Yeah.
Derek Bond. Derek Sigmund. Doug Forsett. I hardly knew it. Eli Salazar. Emery LaFleur. Emily Thomas. Father of Grinlock, the smiling one. I think that's a new one.
No, that's Noel.
Oh, it is?
Noel Duboulay.
Roly-poly Gmail. Don't tell everybody his email address, by the way, Reese. Franco the Tanko. Good change on that one, Frank. Heather feels ennui about being your friend. Hey, that's pretty good.
I don't know what that means.
This person's name is Helda Dick. It's real good. I ain't got real friends, but Joe and Reese are my hired friends. Brock, you got friends. Everyone is your friend, Brock. I feel like I make Jesus cry by being Joe and Reese's friend.
I feel like it too.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Joe and Reese are not my real friends.
Not true. Not true.
Come on. I feel moist about being Joe and Reese's friend.
All right. All right. Most people don't like the word moist. I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
I love moist things.
Same.
Chocolate cakes,
Steak,
ladies.
Gr-
What?
grilled chicken.
I haven't had grilled chicken. I feel warm and fuzzy being Joe and Reese's friend.
Yes, good.
I'd rather not say. Irredeemably conflicted friend of Joe and Reese. Oh, irredeemably conflicted friend of Joe and Reese. Jared Bottorff, Jared Cramblett, Jason Powlaw, Jenny Blake, Jeremy Thomas, Jocelyn McCock. That's a good one.
Or Jocelyn.
Jocelyn McCock.
I didn't even get it. I had to read
Like
it a
you
couple of times.
Yeah. Joe and Reese are friends of mine. Zap.
That's from Jesus is a friend of mine.
That's
Zap.
Daniel Rudd. Yeah. Joe Curtis, Jordan Hellman, Josh Fennell. Joe, we only have 2 pages. This is easy. You get
Yeah.
one and I get one.
Yeah. Josh full price at 75 post. Katie Bot Nickeltron. Ken Zapla. Kevin can't get enough of that wonderful duff. Kevin Ness. Kevin Porter. Kristen Diesel. Kyle, and Kyle. That is awesome. Just think if next week everyone does Kyle. And we got to read 98 of them.
This is our
Or
third
97.
Kyle.
Well, by next week it'll be 96. So we'd have to read 96 of them. Lihu Zeher. Mark Dyke. Martin Anus. Matt Douglas. Matt Engelhoff. Mike Shields. Nate Phillips. Nick Butterfield. Nick Frazier. Nick Reyes. Nicole Bauer. Oliver Closeoff. Yeah. Patrick Johns, Paul Peterson. Pete feels ruffled about being Joe and Reese's pal. Phil, David Rourke, Reed Young.
Wait,
Rob.
it's Ravid Dork. He changed it.
What did I say?
David Rourke. That's his name.
Oh.
It's always been David Rourke, and now it's Ravid Dork.
Isn't it weird that my brain read it correctly?
It is.
Reed Young, Rob the gold medal winner Phelps, Shart Garfunkel, Shauna Melton Walker, she sells seashells by the seashore, Silent Steve, Sonny the friggin' loser Johnston, Sonny Johnston Fan Club, Steven Seaberg, Stephen Morrow, Super Dave, The Grim Reeker, 3 Mile Island Iced Tea.
That's our drink.
Yeah. Yes. Tim Payne, Tim Premu, Todd Grassman, Twanto, Tyler McDonald, Tyson Stegall, Weldong, and Zachary Faircloth. You guys, thanks so much.
Thanks, you guys.
For being supporters. And next week we're going to be doing a community member because we didn't do it today. We kind of flipped because we have some interviews and stuff like that coming up. So we kind of flipped things around this week. And next week we will have a community member coming at you, a little spotlight, as well as some interviews. So that's it. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.
Talk to you later. Pizza.